Hello everyone, my name is Ian. Welcome back to my hobby YouTube channel In Brief Book and Film Reviews. So today I'd like to come online and give a review to a book that I read many years ago. I thought it was a really good book, and it's one that I had kind of really wanted to do from the start, but kind of just forgot about it and put it back each and every time I thought about doing it. So I'll just give you a bit of information about the book itself, and then I shall talk about the content of the book and what I enjoyed about it. Okay, so this book is called The Secret History of the IRA, as I've already mentioned. The author is Ed Moloney. This book was released on the 5th of July 2007, which is roughly about 15 years now. The pages were 768 pages long. Publishers were Penguin Books. About the author, Ed has been Northern Ireland editor of both the Irish Times and Sunday Tribune newspapers. He has written for a wide range of newspapers and magazines in Ireland, the UK and the US. In 1999 he was Irish Journalist of the Year. He now currently lives in New York. Okay, so I said that this book was 768 pages long. When I finished reading this book, it was one of those books I felt, wow, the author's done a really good job. And now I say that, but I find that Penguin Books are very kind of biased in their approach to certain kind of genres and stuff and that, and they have their own kind of good guy, bad guy. In other words, they're not impartial, you know. So I was kind of like apprehensive on that about kind of reading this book. Or was I going to get it from a Republican point of view, a nationalist point of view, unionist, or whatever kind of point of view, and that's basically just someone who was anti-Irish and that. And I thought it was kind of neither, you know. Now the only thing that I would say about the book was kind of when he was talking about Brennan Hughes, otherwise known as the Dark. He talks about Brennan Hughes and the information that Brennan Hughes was supposedly had given over to him, you know. Talking about Jerry Adams and stuff and that, you know. And I'm never too sure about this kind of type of writing, particularly when I think it was a couple of months beforehand, before the book was published, Brennan Hughes passed away. You know, I think Brennan passed away of cancer or something, and like I said, I'm never too sure, and I'd like the book to be kind of be published beforehand. So obviously, there's no timing on sicknesses and stuff and that, you know. I get that, but what I'm trying to say is it's easy to say these things about people or what they said when they passed away, and they can't. If you were not telling the truth and that, then they can't, you know, take liable action against you on that, you know. I was giving you the incident beforehand about Paul Williams when I did a review on Jerry the Monk Hutch, that book and that, you know. I thought that it was a good book, but I felt that there was a lot of stuff there, a lot of porky boys in it, and that, you know, for shock value. And maybe when he was talking about Brennan Hughes and what he said about Jerry Adams and etc., I thought that maybe there was something like that. Yeah. That being said, I thought it was a really good book, very well researched, and most of the stuff I would say would be true, very truthful in that, you know, about it. So the book basically starts off as gives various description and incidences, and talks about various people, Republicans, IRA members, Irish National Liberation kind of people as well, also in it. Mentions them as well in it. It talks about really from the start off their struggles trying to find their social status within the north of Ireland, which then and currently is a very sectarian state aimed against Irish Catholics and stuff, and that, or people who perceive themselves as being Irish Catholics and nationalists and that, who would like a united Ireland. But before all of this, was kind of just wanted equal status, equal opportunity, and were denied that by the state, you know. And in particular also the harassment of the Royal Ulster Constabulary, which is now known as the Prison Service of Northern Ireland. So it basically just gives incidents of each, you know, various characters and stuff and that, you know. Bobby's story as well, I think, is mentioned in there as well. There's a lot of them in that, too many to kind of roll off the tongue and stuff and that. But yeah, so it gives various incidents about it. It talks about Bobby Sands growing up in Twinbrook as well, what his struggles were. It talks about kind of like the battle between republicanism and the state, how there was collusion there against innocent people, and there was also a collusion against people who were from the nationalist Republican background. All in all, I thought it was a really fantastic book, and that it got a lot of mixed reviews and stuff. And that if you go onto Amazon and Google and stuff, you'll see there's a lot of mixed reviews, and it talks about it being specifically about Gerry Adams and stuff. I don't think it was. I really think that it was really interesting book, and yes, it did give incidents and did talk about Gerry Adams, but it was definitely not all about Gerry Adams and that. Far from it, to be honest. Such a really enjoyable book, very well written, very well researched, and that you can tell Ed really enjoys kind of getting quite. He's a ferocious appetite for going deep into the history and the understanding of people and researching people, and that and the stories coming from the past and stuff and that. So it was an excellent book, and that really was, and I enjoyed reading it. Probably my favourite part about it was just the whole kind of talking about Ballymurphy and all that kind of these places and that, and shootouts and stuff, and that you kind of really got the feel of the atmosphere at the time and stuff and that, and also as well just what the Republicans were had to deal with, and it just showed you a lot of stuff within the book, and that yeah, it was just I could go on forever about this book. It was really cool, but as I say, I like to keep these brief, these reviews brief and that. And I just definitely 100% recommend this book. It's definitely worthy of a read. There was been more positive reviews about this book than negative reviews, and I think even those who did write negative reviews would definitely say that was a well-researched book, and that when people are making reviews about these books, they're kind of like there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of anger, resentment and stuff and that, and everyone has an opinion, and I come online and I give these reviews based upon my opinion and stuff and that. But I would say that definitely, I read books from different political divides and stuff and that, and I always try to give an open and honest account of what I got from the book. And I have to say this is a really good book, and that it went into the deaths also as well of informers and stuff and that, and how it was all unearthed, and that it talked specifically about one informer, Owen Moloney, who done a lot of damage within the Republican infrastructure and that, and it just you'd have to really read it to really enjoy this book and that. Well, anyway, that's it from me today, and that the sun is shining finally, and that it's been raining for the last couple of days, so I'm gonna go out and enjoy myself for the next couple of hours. So that's it. So I hope everyone's doing very well at the moment, and that staying peaceful, staying blessed, and hope everyone has a lovely weekend. All the best. Take care.